A very good evening to all present here. We are Group 2 and we have chosen IT industry for our project of industry analysis. Now let's see. These will be our key talking points. So first we'll be introducing the IT industry. Then we'll see the market size of Indian IT industry. And we have also done the Porter's five forces analysis and Pestel analysis of IT industry. And for company analysis, we have chosen Infosys and TCS, for which we'll be seeing their goals, vision, mission, their corporate strategy, and we'll also do their competitor analysis. So first, introduction of the Indian IT industry. So the Indian IT industry was born in Mumbai in 1967 with the establishment of Tata Consultancy Services, who in 1977 partnered with Burroughs, which began India's export of IT industry services. The first software export zone, CZ, the precursor to the modern day IT park, was established in Mumbai in 1973. More than 80% of the country's software exports were from Z in 1980s. The IT industry in India today comprises information technology services, consulting, and outsourcing. And the share of IT BPM sector in GDP of India is 7.4% in financial year 2022. The IT and BPM industries revenue is estimated at $227 billion in financial year 2022. The domestic revenue of the IT industry is estimated at $49 billion and the export revenue is estimated at $178 billion. The IT BPM sector overall employs 5 million people as of March 2022. But the fact is, this is the only industry which faces high attrition rate. We have seen a trend of great resignations and mass layoffs in the IT industry recently. Now, these are the largest Indian IT companies based on the market capitalization. So, first company is TCS, which has the market capitalization of around 200 US billion dollars, followed by Infosys, then Wipro, HCL Technologies, LTI Mindtree, and then Tech Mahindra. Market size of Indian IT industry. The market size of the IT industry in India was $6.96 billion in 2021, and it is expected to grow to $19.93 billion in 2025. And with the help of increasing use of big data, analytics, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, the cloud market in India is predicted to increase threefold to $7.1 billion by 2022. And the market volume is projected to reach 28.64 billion US dollars by 2027, with revenue predicted to rise at a rate of 10.47% per year.
Hello everyone, this is Ansh Saurabh, and I'm going to talk about Porter's five forces analysis of the IT industry. The first force is rivalry. The IT sector is renowned for its quick implementation, efficiency, and competition. Due to limited product differentiation and numerous companies providing the same services in the same market, competitive rivalry is considerable for conventional IT services. Now, the second force is threat of new entrants. Due to cheap establishment costs and infrastructure requirements, the threat of new entrants is very significant for the Indian IT sector. As a result, smaller enterprises with strong financial backing can afford to hire the best personnel available. The third force is threat of substitutes. Given that the IT sector depends so heavily on innovation, substitutes pose a serious threat. Similar to how internet products quickly supplanted physical goods, information based goods and services are susceptible to replacement. Now, the fourth force is bargaining power of customers. Despite some technologically backward nations, the majority of people worldwide have access to internet. It is safe to argue that customers dominate the IT sector given the volume of purchases. Customers aren't often stuck to one company because there are so many options available to them and switching has low costs. Now, the fifth and the last force is bargaining power of suppliers. The supplier's ability to negotiate is limited. The main producers of IT infrastructure and hardware, transportation services, recruitment agencies, engineering colleges, and office space make up the IT industry's suppliers. Because these vendors are dispersed and don't differentiate their services very much, organizations' bargaining power is very high. Thank you so much.
So next we are going to talk about the pestle analysis of the IT industry in India. First, we are going to discuss about the political factors. India has a pretty stable political climate. India is the largest democracy in the world, and it believes in fair and free elections. Every political party believes in the spirit of the constitution and fervently supports democracy. Next is the India has a neutral foreign policy. India maintains friendly relations with all the major countries in the world that are the customers of the IT services sectors, such as USA, UK, and thus India is able to work with all the major customers in the world of IT. That includes major banks and insurance companies. Next, we are going to discuss about the economic factors. The world is currently facing an economic slowdown. I mean, there is a decline in contracts in the Indian IT companies, because the world, because the major players in the IT services sector in the US and Europe are scaling down their budgets, and thus it has a trickle down effect on the IT companies of India. But the positive side of that is that India has affordable labor cost. I mean, there's an abundant labor pool available that is skilled in the domain of IT, and that adds to India's competitive advantage. Next, we're going to discuss about the impact of exchange rates. It is known that a strong dollar is overall beneficial for the IT companies, because they are able to export their services to the European countries and the US companies, and when the exchange rate goes up and the Indian rupee is devalued, they are able to earn much more profits. Next, we are going to discuss about the social factors impacting the IT sector. I mean, India has a large pool of institutes and universities that offer courses in information technology, and thus India has a readily available pool of skilled labor that are able to meet the demand of jobs offered by the IT companies. There's no language barrier in India because majority of the education offered is in the English language, and therefore the workforce is proficient in written and spoken English, and they do not face any language barrier while speaking to the customers that are mostly from US and European countries. Next, we are going to discuss about the technological factors impacting the IT industry. First is adoption of new technology. The IT companies are adopting new technologies, and they are implementing technologies such as cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and thus we are going to see a lot of invention and innovation in the IT sector in the coming years. Next is the implementation of 5G. I mean, the rollout of 5G will help a lot to the IT industry by offering high internet speeds, low latency rates, improve the bandwidth, and there will be less tower congestion. So it will overall improve the productivity of the IT sector of India. Next, we are going to discuss about the environmental factors. Many companies have switched to energy efficient practices, and they are implementing green energy buildings. And IT companies such as TCS are also offering solutions to customers at enterprise level for better management of energy and better energy efficiency and management. Next, we are going to discuss about the legal factors. The current IT Act is a thing of past, and it falls short of today's times and demands for data protection and cyber security issues. Consequently, a thorough revision of the IT Act is the need of the hour, and it is necessary to find a comprehensive solution to the country's data protection laws and cyber security issues.
So now we are going to discuss the deep analysis of Infosys, talking about the mission and vision of the company. They serve the preservation of our planet by shaping and sharing technology solutions, serve the development of people by shaping a future with meaningful opportunities for all. serve the interests of all our stakeholders by leading through our core values. Talking about the corporate strategy, scale agile digital invest in digital capabilities and priority services, energize the core infuse AI and automation leveraging NIA, expanding scaling, reskill talent at scale for us and our clients, drive localization, hire locally in markets, local delivery and training. Talking about the competitors, Infosys competes with large technology and consulting firms like Accenture, Capgemini, Wipro, and TCS. Talking about the strength and weaknesses of the Infosys, we are going to discuss about the strengths of the Infosys. Cost advantage, presence of Infosys in India is key to success. Breadth of service offering, end-to-end solutions including high-end services like IT consulting and KPO. Quality and maturing processes. Infosys has quality standards such as CMM level 5i to differentiate from other competitors. Globally and 24/7 delivery capability, excellent internet backbone and telecommunications, facilities and enabling companies to develop 24/7 delivery capabilities from India itself. Talking about the weakness, excessive dependence on USA for revenues, excessive dependence on BFSI sector for revenues, high rates of attribution, decreasing competitive advantage. Talking about the opportunities, greater scope for product innovation, increased focus on high-end work like consulting and KPO, greater scope to preserve domains and then BFSI such as transportation infrastructure. Talking about the threats, global economic slowdown may continue for several years, hence low IT depending globally. US government against outsourcing, shrinking margins due to rising wage inflation, rupee dollar movement affects revenue and hence margins. Increased competition from foreign firms like Accenture and IBM, etc. Increased competition from low-wage countries like China and Indonesia. Talking about the Infosys corporate level strategy, there are basically 4 points. Global delivery model, producing where it is most cost effective and selling where it is most profitable. Moving up in the value chain, getting involved in a software development project at the earliest stage of the life cycle to decrease the cost of the company. PSPD model, predictability of revenues, sustainability of revenues, profitability, de-risking for risk management. Actions taken, expansion into low-cost countries like Mauritius, Philippines, Thailand, and Mexico. Improved quality capability, CMM level 5i. Emphasis on delivery high-value services, currency hedging for predictability of revenues, investing heavily in training centers. Thank you.
So now I'll talk about the IT firm TCS. TCS stands for Tata Consultancy Services. It is an Indian multinational IT services and consulting company with its headquarters in Mumbai. It is a part of Tata Group and operates in 150 locations across 46 countries. TCS created a digital distribution system on its own initiative as an expression of the company's pioneering attitude and with the goal of spreading the advantages of the IT upgrade across the country. TCS has the ability to deliver high quality overhauls and resolutions. Now let's talk about the revenue sources. So the largest portion of the revenue comes from software development and maintenance, followed by IT and enterprise consulting. And at last, almost half of their revenue is generated from banking and financial services and insurance sector as well. So now let's look at the quick stats on TCS. So it was founded in 1968, origin Mumbai, India, and this data is from year 2021. So they had around 5 lakh employees at that time, and the market cap of the company is $173 billion, and annual revenue is 22 billion, and the net profit is 4.3 billion. There is also one interesting fact about TCS that it is India's first IT company. Thank you.
Okay, So now we come to the SWOT analysis of TCS. The strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strengths, they have extensive global reach, strong reputed brand image, they have established some really good strategic alliances, their service portfolio is robust, and they offer excellent returns on capital to their shareholders. Weaknesses, performance of Diligenta, which is a TCS subsidiary, has deteriorated. Legal squabbles. TCS has been facing many legal battles for which they have to bear their costs. Product segment is not relatively impressive. Opportunities, emerging interest in cloud computing, M2M solutions, transformation of the digital universe, solutions for mobility. Threats, competition is fierce. There are many industries, there are many companies in the IT industry. High rate of attrition, people are quitting their jobs from TCS, constraints on immigration, and large multinational corporations. So, this SWOT analysis have generated certain goals for TCS. So the Impact 2030 initiative was launched in 2015 with the belief that when companies join forces, they can advance the sustainable development goals and change the world. So Impact 2030's goal was to make the measurement framework available open source and to be integrated into existing global reporting structures of the private sector. TCS spearheaded the effort to develop a digital presence for Impact 2030, starting with a custom built website. So, what actually makes TCS such a successful company? Competitive advantage. So, TCS uses differentiation strategy by providing low end services in terms of cost resources. TCS also differentiate its high end services such as consulting in terms of niche offerings by which they have been successful in reaching the overall cost leadership in the IT industry. So, what is actually the vision and mission of TCS? What do they stand for? TCS believes that along with its customers, it can harness collective knowledge to innovate in ways that result in better futures for individuals, communities, and the planet. Their new vision statement, building on belief, is the addition of purpose, knowledge, confidence, growth, and transformation. They have certain promises as a company that is in it for good, bring everything, know how, and master the journey. Next, we come to their corporate strategy. What is actually adding value to the individual units in TCS? First is TCS gives great importance to human capital. So they continuously improvise and invest on human capital training. So this domain expertise, contextual knowledge, project management experience, and technology, this actually converts the human capital into intellectual capital, and this intellectual and human capital is used to build impactful, customized technology and business solutions that address the customer's business problems. As it is a well known fact that TCS is a customer centric organization. So, some of these innovative software solutions, which are piloted by RNI, they add to the TCS large portfolio of products, and these expand the organization's intellectual capital, create new revenue streams which add to the financial capital and enhance its brand positioning, that is the relationship capital. So who are the competitors of this great organization? TCS competitors include Amazon, Accenture, Wipro Limited, Cognizant Technology Solutions, and Infosys. But among these all, TCS has emerged to be the world's largest ID firm by market cap, beating Accenture last year. In the quarter which ended March 2021, TCS has secured 30 deals, whereas Infosys could only secure 9. So, this actually explains that how TCS, as a large organization, has been so successful in running for decades. So, with this, we conclude our presentation. Thank you.